Have you ever been at a football game, watching the marching band halftime show, and wondered how this tradition started? Today we will discuss the evolution of marching bands. Discussing the history of our traditions is important because it helps us appreciate and have a greater understanding of them. It also helps us know where our traditions come from and why we do things a certain way. First, we will go over the origins of marching bands. Then we will discuss the popularization of marching bands outside of the military. Lastly, we will touch on the importance of marching bands in today's society. First, let's go over the origins of marching bands. The first record of a marching band was in the 13th century. The Ottomans had military marching bands that they used in order to expand their territory. They used their military marching bands in order to communicate commands to their soldiers. Yamaha.com states, armies used percussion and woodwind instruments as signaling devices that could cut through the din of a battlefield and transmit basic commands to soldiers. According to Alcatron.com, around the world the Ottoman band is known as Mektan in Ottoman Turkish. Although in the Ottoman language this really refers to a single musician in the band, the whole band was known as Mektaran, and the bands used in the retinue of a vizier or prince was known as a Mektarhan. The first Mektar is believed to have been a present along with a letter that salutes the newly formed state to Osman I. Therefore, today's marching bands take their origins from ancient military tactics and the influence of the Ottoman Empire. Next, let's discuss how marching bands gained popularity outside of the military. It first expanded in popularity when the knowledge of how the Ottoman Empire was using military marching bands spread into Northern Europe. The spread did not only reach the military but also influenced European classical music. According to Alcatron.com, composers like Joseph Haydn, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and Ludwig van Beethoven all wrote compositions inspired by or designed to imitate the music of the Mektars. Eventually, this knowledge and influence spread into the New World, bringing the tradition into campus military bands in the late 1800s. Then, when football increased in popularity in the US, they incorporated marching bands because of their desire to include musical and entertainment as the football games that took place in the college campuses. As stated in scholarsphere.psu.edu, as the popularity of football increased in the United States, so did the desire to include music and entertainment at contests that were taking place on American college campuses. According to marchingband.com, the first college band is the University of Notre Dame's Bands of the Fighting Irish, and in 1887, they became the first marching band to play at a football game. In 1907, the Purdue All-American Marching Band was the first to break traditional marching ranks and incorporate unique formations and shapes. That same year, the University of Illinois Marching Illini was the first to perform at a football game halftime show. It is believed that marching bands mostly play at football games due to their large football fields and the extended halftime shows. The knowledge of the Ottomans' use of marching bands spread to Europe not only through the military tactics but also their music style and made its way to the New World after gaining popularity in America. Marching bands made their way into college campuses, becoming part of their campus military and eventually into the football games, starting the tradition of marching bands at all American football games. Eventually, marching bands grew out of the military and football games becoming its own thing. In today's age, marching bands do continue to play in football games, but they now have a competition participating parades and community events. Today, school marching bands are important because they symbolize school spirit and tradition. They help keep football players motivated and keep the audience entertained. On the other hand, military marching bands still exist to this day, although their role has now shifted to playing a key role to the morale of the soldiers and serve as musical ambassadors during times of peace. High school marching bands also compete in national marching band competitions, where according to topendsports.com, they have two national level circuits, which are Bands of America and the United States Scholarship Band Association, USSBA. Bands also participate in parades and community events, keeping the tradition alive and creating family-friendly fun that unites their local communities. Both schools and military marching bands serve in uniting their communities, improving morale, and participating in local events like parades. In conclusion, the traditional marching bands has come a long way since their military roots, expanding and becoming part of our school, sports, and community tradition. They first originated from the use of military bands as a military tactics in the Ottoman Empire. This knowledge spread to Europe and influenced their military and classical music, eventually making its way to America. In America, it first gained popularity in the military, then military campus bands, and then in football games. Today, they continue to play in football games and are still part of the military, but they have become their own entity and have competitions, participating in parades and community events. I encourage you to show your support to your local marching bands communities since they work hard to make enjoyable performances for their audience. I hope the next time you see a marching band, you are able to share what you have learned today and have a deeper appreciation for this beautiful tradition.